Thank you for clicking on this review. I just got done watching the latest Illumination movie, Migration, and with this film we follow a family of ducks who have never stepped foot outside of their pond, afraid of what's outside in the larger world and the harm that could be brought to his family. Mac has always made sure they stay in one spot. However, after a bit of convincing, he decides to finally take his family on their first migration, where hijinks ensues. And that's all pretty much there. Any spoilers, you guys? This will be a spoiler-free review. A new Illumination movie. I always used to be kind of rough on Illumination, and a lot of that was because there was never really a movie in their past that I was like super drawn to or that I absolutely loved. You know, by the time they were getting started and cranking out their movies, like with Despicable Me or the Dr. Seuss interpretations, whether it's the Lorax or Grinch, I was a teenager, you know? I was a hateful being. Any movie that was not dark, gritty, and epic was just childish. Now, thankfully, I've gotten through that phase, and I have a much bigger appreciation for animated films, and I actually really look forward to when an animated movie is coming out. So, part of me was actually looking forward to Migration. It's an original property, not dependent on the little minions coming in there and making memes out of the situation. I was interested enough to give it a shot and not really expect anything more, and you know what? I actually kind of really dug this movie. I think Migration is a sweet, wholesome, fun family film. It does everything I kind of wanted. Kicking things off here, although the premise is pretty simple and straightforward, just a family of ducks trying to travel somewhere and, you know, getting into hijinks along the way. It's basically got the premise of a road trip movie gone south, but it's handled in a fun way. I not only love the voice casting in here with Kumail Nanjiani as the father, Elizabeth Banks as the mom. The two kids in here are pretty sweet, but they throw in this Uncle Old Duck voiced by Danny DeVito, and man, that old man had me laughing. But it really wasn't even just him. I thought a lot of the humor in here really worked for me and had me chuckling quite a bit. I also think the movie found a great way to just include the entire family in all the hijinks. Although you expect Kumail Nanjiani, the dad, to be the main center focus since he's the most scared bird. He just wants to protect his family, not want them to be in any danger. They give plenty to do to not only the kids, the mom, and for a movie that you're going to end up probably seeing with your whole family, whether it's in the theater or in the comfort of your own home, like, there's gonna be plenty in here to relate to just as a family movie. I also really like some of the hijinks they got into throughout the film. I know Awkwafina, for some reason, isn't the most loved voice actress right now, but she plays like this leader of pigeons in New York City, and all that I found pretty funny. I thought she was great. Keegan-Michael Key plays this Jamaican bird who's like held hostage by a chef, and the ducks try to get him loose so that they can have a guide for traveling to Jamaica. And I thought he was also just a welcomed addition. And it was even just the way the camera went about directing a lot of the action and just stuff they get into. It's all from the point of view of these ducks. A lot of low angles, deadly feet that could be stomping on these ducks. I love the creative choice of not really making a lot of the human characters even have any dialogue. All you need to know from a lot of these human characters is just they're bad because of this or they're good because of that. But a thing that brought it up a notch for me, that like really brought it kind of a long way, made me respect what Illumination is doing a little bit more, is the added emotional stuff. While we can always point to maybe Pixar or Disney films being like the lead contenders when it comes to wanting to make you cry, give you that gut punch that you kind of hope for sometimes in an animated movie. I don't know about you, but I kind of look forward to that if it can get me emotional. It's therapeutic to cry sometimes, don't come at me. And while by no means is Migration the kind of movie that'll give you that hard sobbing cry, there is enough wholesome, emotionally sweet moments between the family. Like there's a whole sequence involving the parents separating from the kids and that being just a scary situation, having to overcome your fears, and in the end all just for becoming a family. Like it was just a really great message that I think families are going to enjoy when watching this movie. If anything, to me it kind of sucks right now that I see reports that Migration is looking to be like one of the lowest grossing movies for Illumination, that not a lot of people have interest in this movie. And I guess I could understand because like I said, it's a simple story, ducks migrating, you don't expect much from it, but like no joke, this is probably one of my favorite Illumination movies. I like was completely surprised with how much I ended up enjoying this movie. And really I guess that would be just like my only negatives for Migration. It's nothing like ultra unique or super special. It's a pretty simple, straightforward plot of birds just trying to get from point A to point B with a couple bumps in the road. But I think with like the holidays coming up and really just trying to find something that the entire family can enjoy and just really embrace the message of family, Migration is perfect for that. So when it comes to Migration, I'm going to give Action 3 stars. There's plenty of hijinks and things that happen in here. Like I said, I really enjoyed the way the camera focused in on the duck point of view. There's a great kitchen sequence and even the ducks having to get through a floor of people salsa dancing, and I just like the way that was portrayed. Comedy in the movie, I'm going to give it 3.5 stars. I really enjoyed the humor in here. Danny DeVito got me chuckling a lot, but every little duck within this family had a little joke or a moment to shine, and I was chuckling throughout. Drama in the movie, I'm gonna give it 3 stars. It's a very simple, straightforward premise, and I think it does enough just to excel in it. While there will be nothing new in here, I still fully commend the way they got me to care about this family and just the dynamic between them. Horror in the movie, I'll give 1 star to, just for a scene early on in the film where they meet some kind of evilish looking birds. And suspense in the movie, I'm gonna give it 2 stars. It's a family fun movie, lighthearted. There's maybe some suspenseful things that happens towards the final act, but in the end, you know you're watching a family movie. Casual moviegoers going into Migration, I'm gonna give it an A+. Cinephiles, I'm gonna give it a B+. And critically, I'm going to give it a B-. I think Migration is gonna be an underrated Illumination movie that not a lot of people talk about, that deserves to be seen in theaters. Like I said, I had a great time with this movie. I know maybe you're not expecting much from it, but if you're just wanting something wholesome, family fun that is gonna make you chuckle, this is the movie for you. Let me know what you guys thought about Migration, if you got around to seeing it, what you liked, didn't like, your favorite Illumination film, anything and everything. Be sure and like, subscribe, follow me on Twitter at 3C Films or on TikTok at 3C Films. But as always, I'm Chris. Take care.